assignments. They are unusual.
Grab onto something!
I'm trying!
What's going on, Aurora Alliance, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not Iden Versio will die in Star Wars Battlefront 2 or become a rebel. Now, as far as I see it, there is only those two choices for Iden at the end of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. And before we get fully into this video, I want you to let me know down in the comment section what you think will happen to Iden Versio at the end of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. You may think the same as me, in that she might die or become a rebel, or you might have a completely different theory, so I would like to hear them. Also, make sure to smash a like on the video if you are enjoying it, and make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel to be kept up to date with all things Star Wars Battlefront 2. But the reason I think Iden will either die at the end of the campaign or become a rebel is because we now know that Lucasfilm and Disney are not afraid of killing off main characters in Star Wars stories. For example, the Rogue One, A Star Wars Story movie. If you haven't seen it, this is going to spoil it, so maybe don't watch this part or maybe skip ahead. All of the main characters die towards or at the end of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Jyn and Captain Cassian Andor die on the planet of Scarif when the Death Star fires at it, along with director Orson Krennic. The rest of the squad, including K2SO, all die off in some way, shape or form as the ending of the film starts to happen. A lot of people expected this because they didn't show up in Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 6 or The Force Awakens, so something kind of had to have happened, considering they were rebels who played a big part in stealing the first Death Star plans, so it would only make sense they would feature again in the Star Wars franchise, but then they didn't, so, you know, they got killed off. So the way I see it, this could happen to Iden Versio. If Lucasfilm and Disney aren't afraid of killing off main Star Wars characters, maybe they have allowed DICE to kill off Iden Versio and the rest of the Inferno squad at the end of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. You could imagine it now. The Inferno squad are on some form of mission to attack a rebel or resistance base, and then you could get to play as one of the heroes, say for instance Luke Skywalker, and then you have some sort of final battle with Iden Versio as Luke, and then you finish her off at the end of the campaign, and that concludes it. That is just me speculating, that is by no means confirmed if that's what's going to happen to Iden, but I think that the Inferno squad may die at the end of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. On the other hand, Iden and some of the Inferno squad, or even just Iden herself, could turn to the Rebel Alliance. Which would make sense, because if Iden is doing work for the Empire, she may start to realise as the story progresses that the Empire isn't as great as it first seemed, and she may start to agree more with the Resistance and the Rebels on their point of views in this war, which is happening between the Rebel Alliance and the Galactic Empire, and then the First Order and the Resistance. I think that could be a really interesting twist on the story, is if throughout the campaign Iden starts to see a lot of stuff which makes her question what she is actually doing for the Empire and the First Order, so it slowly makes her turn towards the Rebel Alliance and the Resistance, and then start to sort of sabotage the Empire's operations from the inside. I think that would be really cool, and it would be such a good twist to have in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign if Iden does start to become a sort of Resistance or Rebel spy while being part of the Inferno squad. Or who knows, the Inferno squad could completely turn and become a Resistance or Rebel unit of soldiers rather than working as elite troopers for the Empire. All I know is I really can't wait to play the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. I'm really interested to see the new campaign that EA has developed for us alongside Lucasfilm and Disney, and it's going to be really cool to actually play a Star Wars campaign that is going to be authentic to the Star Wars universe. It is going to be canon, so bear that in mind while you are playing it. What you are playing is what has actually happened within the Star Wars universe. Like I said earlier in the video, let me know down in the comment section below what you think will happen to Iden Versio and the rest of the Inferno squad at the end of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, and smash a like on this video if you have enjoyed it and you agree with what I'm saying, or you may have your own point of view. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to join the Aurora Alliance and be kept up to date with all things Star Wars Battlefront 2 and other Star Wars games. Other than that, may the Force be with you.